that there is a quorum. Commissioner Wardlaw, Commissioner Vasquez, Commissioner Nettleton, Commissioner Flores, and myself. If we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and Mr. Vasquez, if you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approving the minutes.
Yes, sir, those are the ones for April 3rd.
So moved.
We have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Citizen comments. Juanita, did you have something?
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. I just wanted to inform the court that during our attendance to the annual TAC County Management and Risk Conference, which we attended last week, we were given the Safety Award for 2018. Normally, the way this works is this notable achievement is only given to those TAC RMP Workers' Comp Program participants who had a 2018 loss ratio of 65% or less and met the program's criteria, demonstrating a strong commitment to maintaining a safe workplace. Our county couldn't have achieved this without the hard work and safety conscience of our employees and staff. So this was presented to us from TAC.
Great.
Thank you. Yeah, we do. Yeah. We're going to take a quick picture.
For a moment. There you go. Get in front of me, Judge.
We're just gonna move y'all one out of the building.
You're friendly now. Squeeze in.
Act like you like it, Judge.
Hi, so we were this week with Joanna's mother.
Okay.
Tilt the sun, tilt that, there we go.
Why don't you get on the other side of the judge and hold it the other way?
Juanita, look over here. Everybody smile. Very nice. Very nice. It looks good.
Good job.
They don't do this.
Just look from here and go like creative director. You give the creative director.
Thank you.
We'll come back. And George, get your...
Judge,
I appreciate it.
Judge, I have a comment, but not as a citizen. Just that okay.
Can you wait? What do you got?
Um,
If it's good, is it good?
Well, I don't know.
If it's
The
bad.
Texas Historical Commission has its quarterly meeting tomorrow, and they have to review their bylaws. And, we had a meeting with the president or director, the guy that heads the thing. It turns out that they're actually a department of the county, and we're supposed to fund them. So, I don't do bylaws.
Well, we can sit and visit.
Okay.
All
I
right?
don't do
We
bylaws.
can sit and visit.
That's all I need to do.
All right,
No.
thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Anna.
Oh, you're welcome. I love to keep the court informed.
Yeah. Mhm. I'm trying real hard not to. I can't do it. Jesus
Just
Christ.
remember, I don't do bylaws. But I'm going to
The
the
fifth
meeting
time.
tomorrow.
Thank you, Anna. Appreciate it. We're gonna move on to item 6. Discussion and possible action on personnel cost calculation sheet form A801, calculating adjusted hourly rate for Elizabeth Perino, completed by Juanita Barrera, and authorized county judge to sign the same. The adjusted hourly rate will be used while working on the FEMA project.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Nettleton, seconded by Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item number 7, discussion and possible action on Texas CDBG 7218075 initial acquisition report form A600, documenting no acquisition required for the Escondido and San Felipe Pastures Waterline project, and authorized county judge to sign.
Move.
I have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton. Second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 8, discussion of possible action upon certification of pre-construction approval form A401 TCEQ. Plans approval water system for Escondido and San Felipe Pastures Water Line, Texas CDBG, contract number 7218075, and authorize the county judge to sign.
Move.
A motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item number 9, discussion of possible action on Texas CDBG request for payment form A203, draw number 6, requesting reimbursement for TRC invoice number 59790 in the amount of $4,950 for Texas CDBG 7218075 Escondido San Felipe Pastures Water Line Project, and authorize the county judge and county auditor to sign.
Move. Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Middleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item number 10, discussion and possible action on personnel cost calculation sheet form A801, calculating adjusted hourly rate for each precinct number 1 employee, completed by Juanita Barrera, and authorize the county judge to sign same. This adjusted hourly rate will be used while precinct 1 constructs water line in Rancho Del Rio and Escondido for Texas CDBG contract number 7218075, documenting in-kind matching funds.
Move. Second.
A motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Nettleton. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item number 11, discussion of possible action on appointment of Justice of the Peace Precinct 1.
I'd like to make a motion, Judge, that Commissioner's Court appoints Robert Castillo as JP.
Second.
We have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Everybody voted aye? Okay, 5-0 vote. Item number 12, discussion and possible action to set curfew for Loma de la Cruz Road, Loma de la Cruz Cemetery, and San Felipe Cemetery of 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and setting a curfew to the Val Verde County Fairgrounds 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I'd like to make the motion, Judge,
So moved,
to
Tim.
table this until next meeting.
Second.
7 to 10, I'm sorry. I have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 13, discussion of possible action on personnel cost calculation sheet form A801, calculating adjusted hourly rate for each precinct 2 employee, completed by Juanita Barrera, and authorize the county judge to sign same. The adjusted hourly rate will be used while precinct 2 constructs water line in San Felipe Pastures for Texas CDBG, contract number 7218075, documenting in-kind match.
Move.
Second.
Motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 14, discussion possible action to consider constructing a children's shelter facility in the future.
Judge, the reason for this item is that, as we know, we've been out of a children's shelter for many, many years. And I think it's time that we consider the construction of a future shelter facility here at the Val Verde County level. And this is just a formality, something that's been brought up to my attention by CPS people, and I think we need one, and we need to consider maybe in the future building a facility of this magnitude. And I wanted to ask our county attorney, Anna Markowski, to give us her professional opinion considering, or, concerning this construction of this.
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is formalize some kind of relationship with CPS to see what their needs are, because you're going to have to go through them and the Texas State Department of Health to see what their needs are, what their requirements are. So you might ask the court to form a committee to meet with the people that make those decisions at CPS.
What I think I'll do is I'll contact CPS and then maybe bring them in and see what they recommend and go from there.
Okay.
And one of the only things that I would ask, I think it's a great idea, but we have a couple of projects, as long as we don't get started with it, Commissioner Flores,
Yes, sir.
before we get done with some of the projects.
No, yeah, definitely, yes, we need to finish the women's shelter and the other projects, and then maybe we can consider this one.
Okay, that'll work.
And there may be state funding for that already.
Yes, grants. Mr. Carl, that's.
Anybody else have any discussion on that?
For a children's shelter.
Maybe you can find us some money.
Sure. You're good, Carl. Item 15, discussion possible action on Texas CDBG contract number 72180026, Ridgeline Project Amendment number 1, requesting the deletion of special condition number 3 and authorize judge to sign the same.
Carl, can you explain a little bit to what's gonna take place here?
Thank you. Good morning. What we got here this morning for consideration, there was a special condition between the contract of the Texas Department of Agriculture, the state funding agency in Val Verde County. A special condition that stated that the City of Del Rio's Certificate of Convenience and Necessity, and what that is, that's an instrument that allows the City of Del Rio the authority, and only the authority, to be the water service provider for any particular area within Del Rio, in the unincorporated area. So we researched that a little bit, and we questioned TDA about the special condition, why it was in there. And the city, or the county's had multiple projects with this funding agency, and that's never been a condition in the past. You may recall, I've done projects on Vega Verde and Escondido and San Felipe and Paisano, and that had been a concern. So we did a little research on that, and we realized that the City of Del Rio, their CCN right now only encompasses the city limits of Del Rio, and so they're already providing water to a number of entities, you'd say, Val Verde Park Estates, San Luis Terrace, Chaparral Hills, a number of them. And so during our research, we realized that was going to be, in layman terms, a bear to take that on, and pretty costly too. It's a project all by itself. And so we requested TDA, or we asked TDA about that, if we could maybe have them consider taking that out of the contract, since it, why it was in there. And they said, well, they really had no particular reasoning to have it in there to begin with. And so we said, submit a formal request to them to have that deleted. And so that's why we're here this morning, requesting that be an amendment number 1 for this is Ridgeline project, to have that special condition taken out of the contract so we can move forward with the project. They also did request that we get a letter of support from the City of Del Rio, and I've created that and sent it over there to the City of Del Rio. And I'll go by there this morning and visit with them about that. But I would think that, if the county approved this morning, we move forward, that should not be a concern.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Nettleton. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Thank you, sir. Mr. Muskis? Item number 16, update on battered woman shelter.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The fencing project will be complete by this Friday. They're working on the gates now and trying to just finish up the odds and ends. The paving, I was told this morning that it should be complete within the week, weather permitting. Delivery of asphalt will be tomorrow, and it's been kind of pushed back because they're backlogged. And then we've got the security part of this that's in progress. I talked to our IT department, and they've started to install cameras and working on the network. As far as communication, I spoke to a Spectrum representative this week, and they were surveying how much construction they were going to have to do, and he told me it's probably 30 to 45 days out before they can drop the communication line into the building. As soon as we can finish with the paving, then we'll move on. I'll get with our building and maintenance person, Mr. Perez, and get a schedule as far as taking care of all the odds and ends and completing the painting, the ceiling, just little things to get it ready to go. So,
And that won't be done until sometime in May then, right?
I would think so.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've got got their hands.
And then there's the move and we're
Mr. Moore,
pretty much on schedule. Yes, sir.
what percentage of completion do you give that?
95.
shelter? 95 right now?
All right, you done with that one? No lead? 17, discussion on possible action regarding a request from Precinct 4 to purchase a 30-foot, I guess it's a gooseneck flatbed trailer and a 20-foot gooseneck trailer,
That's right.
dump trailer for the total price of $27,650.
Motion to approve.
It's not contingency money, right, is it?
Hopefully he's got capital.
This is on his cap,
right.
it's tax note, I'm
Tax
sorry.
note.
It's all good. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
All right.
5-0 vote. Wanted to be clear.
It just barely went.
Now, he's gonna come back later in the year to recoup that, you know.
He's adding it all together. Discussion possible action regarding a request for Precinct 4 to purchase a 1998 International dump truck from Precinct 2 for a price of $7,500 to be paid out of tax note 2016 and deposited in the Precinct 2's operating fund.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Judge, I wanted to ask a question. Is there a limit law at the county level?
As is.
Yeah, make sure you stipulate that, you know, he'll be back over there 1 year.
Now, it came to my mind, I couldn't say out loud. I'm gonna sit here. I have a motion, Commissioner Flores, second Commissioner Nettleton. All those in favor?
All right.
5-0 vote. Discussion possible action regarding approval for small purchase procurement efforts for project identification signage of Texas CDBG 7218026 and Texas CDBG 7218075 and authorize the county judge to sign. No, just wanting to sign it, right?
And I included the quotes.
So moved.
Motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
All right.
5-0 vote.
Now I can leave.
Now you did a good job. Look through yourself. Item number 20, discussion possible action on lease agreement between Valverde County and the Del Rio 4x4 mud racing. May
I'd like to make a
18th.
motion, Judge.
Second.
Make a motion
A
to
motion to refuse this contract, and from this point forward, to restrict all events where vehicle demonstrations, competitions, or displays are held at fairgrounds. None.
we have a motion, Commissioner Wardlaw. Do we have a second?
Is that something we can discuss, Judge?
Well, we can discuss. Well, I'll do this. I'll second it just for sake of discussion. And then if y'all want to have a discussion, we'll do it. You're up, Commissioner Vasquez.
Okay, so Mr. You said you're, you don't want that happening at the fairgrounds? Okay. I just want to make sure we're clear what I heard, so, okay. That's,
So where are we gonna hold these events? I mean, we still need to bring in stuff for the community. Where are you gonna hold them?
Not at the fairgrounds.
I understand that, but where?
We've got 60 acres out there.
Well, we don't own 60 acres. I mean, you know, but I understand that they did some damage at the last monster truck deal, but I mean, we still generate a lot of people that show up out there and go to these events, and I think we need to.
I think what we can do, Commissioner, take up the fee.
Well, you can do that, but you can adjust the fee, and if they want to continue, you know, I mean, I agree you need to readjust the fees to recoup any damages, but, I mean, just to stop it and have nothing but rodeos out there, I think is either that or we find another location for these other events.
Yes, sir. If you have some insight, bring it. Okay, it took you too long to get here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I understand what you're saying. It does bring some money into the community for whatever it is, but I don't know if it'll bring any out of town money, maybe just local money, not much money to,
But doing nothing with it brings no money.
well, covering up, covering and uncovering, and that's gonna cost also.
And just to clarify that, the 4x4, where they use it, it's open all the time.
Yeah, they don't use the
Well,
actual infield, they use
Exactly, yeah.
outside.
But then again, you go to the safety of the people on horseback with the noise going on and the livestock around there, you know. That doesn't say just the safety purpose, the whole purpose of it. You know, if anybody's running around and, you know,
I mean, that's gonna be a long-term problem, and that means that the fairgrounds will ultimately be nothing but a livestock deal, and then we'll have to build a whole new facility for everything else.
well, I'm not too much,
I mean, because not everybody is involved in livestock and horses. I mean, there's other people that want to do stuff.
And I imagine maybe they can, it doesn't take that much to make a mud pit.
Baseball and football and kids' sports,
Yeah.
they're not disrupted.
It's,
But I know during the 4-H horse show, they had runaways out there in the horse.
well, we had this one yesterday, the horse was going loose, you know, just whether he got scared or not, you know, and,
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with it.
well, I understand that, you know, but just the fact that
This is not the monster trucks, right? This is just
But even if it's,
they're just mud trucks, you know.
the purpose is that facility is to be used, you know, we gotta have a facility that's utilized for everything. If we're gonna do that, then we need to go build a new facility. Another thing is that this 4x4, mud racing event is pretty much, our local boys.
That's all it is.
You know, I mean,
No, it's good.
you know, it's just
great.
like,
It's great.
same people that are in the fairgrounds there, the horse stables, I mean, people
Yeah.
from the community, I mean. What do you think, Edgar? You're in charge of it.
Put him down
Morning.
And I'm with, you know, the campaign as far as, the safety of livestock out there. There's a lot of kids that go right out there and, I mean, you can have, I don't know, a piece of metal fall off and stick nine. It happened in one of the rodeos. And I understand that was inside the arena and this is gonna be outside, but even then we have kids riding all over the place out there. And, I mean, the last thing we want is for a horse to hurt himself and then, you know, hurt one of the kids or anybody at that. So, that's my.
Tell us about the grandstands, Edgar. After the monster truck display.
That was a lot of work to be done, a lot of money that it cost us the county to get them repaired.
Let's do this. On this one here, I'm gonna withdraw my motion. There is a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, hold on just a minute. It's scheduled for the same day as our 4-H horse show?
No, it was,
No, it is this year too?
I don't know.
I can't remember the date off the top of my head.
Already 4-H horse show is scheduled for May 18th.
May 18th, yeah.
And
Yeah, that's a problem.
Not
I don't have an
not
issue-
that we couldn't move ours.
No, I'm not asking y'all to move, but I understand if we have two events like that going on, that's a
It's gonna be
problem.
scary.
Yeah, I mean, but somebody's gotta move.
Well, hey, for these 4-H kids, every day is an event.
Would you make a
Table it.
motion? Yeah, I
And
mean,
then ask them if they'll move it or
instead
not.
of doing that whole motion that you made, make one either to table it or to deny this for the 18th. Would you withdraw your motion and make a motion for that?
I'd like to see I'd like to see it stopped. You know, that's what happened to the 7 grandstands, over $7,000 damage.
My problem is, I don't know with the motion that you made, whether that's gonna carry, and then we're gonna have to come back and fix this one anyway. So if we could fix
I'm
this
fine
one-
with stopping this one because of the date. I'm not necessarily fine until we have a larger discussion about stopping everything.
It won't matter.
Well, each one of them has to come before
Yeah,
the
they gotta
court.
come before the court. So I mean, to me, if you withdraw your motion and make a motion not to, enter into a lease agreement for these people, it stops this right now.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Vasquez seconded. He withdrew his, and then he came back and made a
And then we
motion
put,
for
for
this.
the next meeting, we put the rest on.
If you
wanna have that discussion.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We have a motion, to deny the lease agreement between Del Rio 4x4 Mud Racing and Val Verde County. There was a motion by Commissioner Wardlaw, seconded by Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0 vote. All those against?
And I'm against, and I'm voting against it because of the date and the other events.
Commissioner Wardlaw, do you want to go ahead and ask you, Lisa, to put it for the next agenda?
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Appreciate it.
Why don't we get the Fairgrounds Committee to review this? That's what we have them for.
Yeah, there's a meeting May the
We've
1st.
got 2 weeks. We'll just make sure that we call Commissioner Wardlaw and make sure that if he wants to put it on, it's on.
All right, thank
All
you.
right, and then y'all can
Thank you,
figure it
Judge.
out. Item 21, discussion possible action to move remaining funds from half internet line item $243.62 to office supply line item.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 22, present impact of Texas A&M Agri Life Extension Service, Valverde County for February and March.
Good morning, Commissioners and Judge. We are excited to share with you our bi-monthly impacts. So to start out with February, this is just a big highlight and kudos to our 4-Hers. And a 4-H youth, Paige Qualia, made her community service project Hamburgers for Heroes. And then she got a youth committee to help her run and implement that program. Now, the crazy thing was that this program, we thought if we feed 150 Valverde County and Del Rio law enforcement and servants, we would be doing a great job. Well, it was the same time as the caravan was here, and so the kids ended up feeding over 1,000 members of the National Guard, Texas Parks and Wildlife game wardens who were in town, DPS officers. We actually drove the kids down to Eagle Pass, and they dropped off meals for National Guard there in Eagle Pass, as well as the National Guard stationed here. So it was a really cool and neat project that the kids did. And so we're just so proud that our kids took on an event like that, and then especially taking it from, a few people to 1,000 people was amazing. And the community supported that event so greatly, so we appreciate that.
That was awesome to see. With a fresh start to a healthier you, Valverde County has different issues that we have to impact as agents. And so one is to prevent chronic disease. And in doing so, collaborated with early childhood, I can't say that today. ECI, that's what Lena meant. With ECI, to provide these classes to the underserved individuals, parents with young children. So did that in the month of February, started those classes, and basically what they learn is eating, what it is to eat healthy food, establish healthy eating habits, what are good budgeting tips, and food safety principles.
All right. February, I was on national TV. Which is a little scary. And I don't really know much about fishing in terms of Fishing University, but I talked about wildlife careers and what Texas A&M Agri-Life Extension Service does and the opportunity for fishing and wildlife in the county on the show Fishing University that the chamber invited me to speak on. And I ended up getting to speak to some high school youth at the Heritage Academy through that program too. So check me out on the Outdoor Channel, guys. I haven't even seen me, so maybe wait till I see myself first before I recommend people watch me.
So one of the components that Emily and I decided to focus on was to start the Valverde 4-H Clover program, and this is to definitely get our younger kids interested in 4-H, so when they get to be third graders, they enroll in the 4-H program. And so every month it's a different highlight of a current 4-H project that we have. And so in the month of February, we focused on the food and nutrition project. So we had about 18 little ones participate in the food and nutrition project. So they learned about food safety practices, collaborated with Pergola's Kitchen, Teresa Starnes, and she did a food demonstration, so they got to build their own little food cup. So that was really awesome to see.
And we are crazy for doing that, guys. I just let y'all know. They are, they're a handful. In February, we completed the Wildlife 101 series. So this was an online Facebook series, live broadcasted with the 4-H a extension specialist, and we talked about wildlife at a kind of a basic level for those who maybe aren't most familiar with our wildlife population. So we talked about deer, quail, turkeys, wild hogs, and then as well as exotics. And so that was not only broadcasted here in Valverde County, but across the state. And we had over 2,000 people watch those videos and communicate with us about wildlife, kind of directed at the wildlife opportunities here in Valverde County.
Diabetes is a huge problem in Val Verde County in comparison with the national statistics and the Texas statistics. Therefore, had the opportunity to attend the interagency meeting held or coordinated by United Medical Centers. So was able to provide some diabetes education to about 84 professionals. Yes, 45 professionals at that meeting.
So those were 6 things we did in March. I'm sure you'll get our Commissioner's Court report and see that we don't just do 6 things in March, or in February, but now into March. March we started off, while we were wrapping up stock show season, we hosted a district shooting sports training here in the county. And for those of you who don't know, our shooting sports program hosts over 130 kids every year through that program. We have volunteers that serve probably about 12 hours a week to make that program go. And so because of the nature of the program, 4-H requires the adult volunteers that help with that to go through a specific safety training. Obviously, kids with guns, we need to make sure we're shooting the right direction. And so we hosted that here in Val Verde County, as we are hoping to start a shotgun program as well as our established rifle program. We had over 10 volunteers from the county who went ahead and got certified, and then that training was open statewide, so we had some people from other communities come as well. It's nice to have more people who can take some more hours to get that, so we can increase our numbers there.
So, like I said, February we started First Start to Healthier You. We graduated six parents in the month of March.
I'm going to combine 2 of them, Brush Busters and Benefiting from Birds. So these were both adult ag and natural resource programs that we hosted in the county for our Val Verde landowners. Brush Busters Basics, we brought in a specialist from Angela Morgan Russell. She talked about treating mesquite and weed sash with chemical controls and the best way to do that to maintain healthy range management. And then Benefiting from Birds is ties to our nature tourism plan, where we're encouraging Val Verde producers to look at other ways to make profits off their land if they're interested. And so birding is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And if y'all don't know, we're hosting Birding the Border here next week. And so 17 participants from across the state, and even across the nation, we've got 4 out-of-state participants who are coming. So we're trying to make that program full circle, where we're involving our landowners and creating agritourism opportunities for them. And next year, I'm excited to say officially we are hosting a birding festival in Val Verde County, which will host over 70 we'll host about 70 participants next April. So y'all are the first to know about that. Don't tell anybody, Karen. So, but those
Does the fire chief have anything to say about that?
He said it was all good.
Birding is illegal.
So we had the senior group participate and represent Val Verde County at the Houston Livestock Show in the food challenge contest.
How'd you do, Morgan?
Commissioner
Wardlaw? Did you go?
Not that singer.
I'm sorry. George needs to go. You need George.
Senior
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. And lastly, was invited to participate at this year's Southwest Texas Women's Seminar. Was able to touch base with 84 women, powerful women, to discuss health and wellness, provide some education on, maintaining healthy habits.
That it?
Yeah,
Good
that's
job.
it. Y'all have any questions?
No.
No?
Good job.
All right. Thank y'all so much. I'll have
The bird.
the birds.
Uh-huh.
The dinner.
Do they need money for the hot price or
They
something?
probably, if they can, we should be able to fund it through them.
If you need something to plan on it.
Okay. I will
bring
let
it
you
to
know.
us. All right.
Yeah, I will text y'all about that.
We can get some.
I think that Mr. Owens is RSVP to the welcome dinner to give the welcome, but I'm not 100% sure on Monday night, Karen.
Do what?
Are you going to give a welcome speech to the
When?
birders that are coming?
Monday?
Yeah.
This coming Monday? I can.
Perfect. You should have it in your inbox, in your email.
Yeah, check your email.
Can you write him a letter?
Send me a text.
I'll send you a text. That's I should have done it first. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Item 23, discussion possible action authorizing Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez to submit for and accept safety equipment from the 2019 TAC Risk Management Program Employee Safety Equipment Program.
Move.
Second. A motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Item 24, monthly treasurer's report.
It's the real one.
Report. Monthly report.
Good morning,
report, but I'm dyslexic. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Unfortunately, Aaron Rodriguez wasn't able to attend to this meeting. He's at a seminar attending in Austin.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. I do have the,
Is this the real one?
this is the real one,
Motion to
the final
approve.
numbers.
A motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second by Commissioner Vasquez. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Text him and tell him you did good. We're gonna sign this real quick.
Thank you.
Before we take off on something else. You'll give us just a minute, we'll take care of this. You don't mind. You okay? You're not scared? I don't know what the thing is, but he winks and he winks at me. He's winking, it's okay. Got this covered. Or funny winking group. Oh, God. It's okay. Oh, I'm going to I need to get my wife to go back to CCD so I can get more points. Are we done?
Yeah, we're done. This is Jamie.
Okay. Monthly county auditor's report, sorry about that now. Thank you.
Why don't you give us a paper with a lot of red X's on it?
Well, there you can see that's been footed and cross-coded, that's what the red X's are. So that's just
We're not in
paper.
trouble.
No,
No.
we're not.
Usually when my teacher gives me red X's, you know, I know I'm in trouble.
Yeah, it's when there's no red X's, there's one.
Oh.
It's all good. We put some money aside, invested.
We did?
Yes, I heard we pulled all of our money out of the banks and they all went.
No, we just.
I got that one.
What happened?
Yeah.
Correct, we just reallocated some of our cash to maintain,
And it looks
higher levels.
Guesstimate 500, 600 a day right now is what we're making. Is that about right?
That's about right.
In interest.
Correct.
That we've never done before.
Correct, we should, projections, we're about to quintuple our interest during the year.
That's awesome.
Good job. Motion to approve.
Have a motion, Commissioner Nettleton, second by? Second. Flores. He didn't know it yet. All those in favor?
I can hear him.
5-0 vote. Thank you, Matt.
What did you call him? Funny winking again?
Item number 26,
Dude. No, there was no date, huh?
are we done?
No.
We are. Item 26, Anna Murkowski Smith, County Attorney, requesting executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.071, parentheses 1. Consultation regarding contemplated litigation and possible action, open session thereafter. Item 27, Anna Murkowski Smith, County Attorney, requesting executive session pursuant to
Judge.
Texas Government.
Do you want us to be done?
Huh? Please.
Okay, we're done. I'll just send you guys an email.
Item 27, Anna Murkowski Smith, County Attorney, requesting executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.071, parentheses 2. Consultation which is governed by the attorney-client privilege and possible action open session thereafter. Item 28, Anna Murkowski Smith, County Attorney, requesting executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.072. Consultation to deliberate the purchase, exchange, lease, and value of real property. If deliberation in open meeting would have a detrimental effect on the position of the governmental body in negotiations with a third person. We'll take a little break and then we'll go into executive session.
Oh, I
Of
thought
course,
you were-
So we're gonna get George to talk.
Yeah.
Let's come back.
Oh,
Come back, Mike.
No,
If you don't mind.
he's here.
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna go take a recess.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Court is back in session, no action was taken, it is, 10 o'clock. Commissioner Wardlaw, did you?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present the new JP from Precinct 1, Robert Castillo.
You want a picture?
What?
You want a picture?
I already got it. We already
But
did.
you got one with him, you give him with us. He's trying to be like Nora. Like Nora.
It's because they want a good picture. They want to picture of the judge.
They want it.
Okay.
Or down and just go back here. Martin?
What's your son? I've got new JP and Martin in the
Martin,
middle.
why don't you get him?
You want everybody to?
Yeah.
You can help me here. I'd like to introduce everybody to Sonia Luna, our new creative director.
It's a new title. Do I get a read?
It's a lateral.
Everybody's gonna angle, Karen. I'm gonna fix everybody.
Okay,
We had
please.
a reunion, 280 people,
Yes.
and I fixed everybody.
You're amazing.
So, there you go. And he said straight, you go this way, you go this way. See, beautiful.
All right, everybody smile on the count of three.
Again, right?
1, 2.
Ay, qué bonitos, you see?
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, ma'am. No, really, Karen, we had 280 people in our reunion, and I was in charge of the pictures. Can you imagine?
It's so annoying when they're like this. Or they're like, out of, like this spacing is off. It's
We're gonna go to citizens' comments. Mr. White, Mr. Wardlaw?
How come George doesn't get introduced like that?
Yeah.
Hello, Judge and Commissioners. Thank you for letting me address the court. I'm here to talk about the condition of a county road in northern Valverde County, Dolan Creek Road, where there is an extreme amount of traffic right now due to these pipelines coming in. And all the cattle guards have been hung and are tore down. I crossed one today that's missing pipes that pickup cannot get across. And so you got to stay over to one side. But there are assets not being used, not being taken advantage of on these pipelines. These pipeline companies are taking advantage of us by not taking care of our roads. Those roads weren't built for the amount of traffic there were. I don't know how many vehicles I passed this morning, but it was over 100 trucks this morning on a 12-mile stretch of road. That's not an exaggeration. I ran 2 down yesterday that were running 50 miles an hour by my house and was able to catch 50. Dad said he didn't know you could go 50 on that road. And I have the contact first people with 2 different companies. Contract companies work for the pipeline companies, and there's different ways of getting the money out of them through the contractors and then through the big, large companies. And the other counties that these same pipelines are coming through before they get to us and then after they go through us have bonds. Now, these companies will pay large amounts of money to the county where it's not coming out of our pocket, our tax dollars, to repair our roads, but we just have to call their hand on it.
Do you have phone numbers? I mean,
Yes.
because you're out there all the time.
Yes, so I know all the people to get a hold of.
And I think you have some of the numbers too, right?
Yeah, I don't think they've been aware. I actually talked to one major pipeline company, and if they knew for a fact that there were some damages being done, especially on cattle guards, but we have not approached them, but that's something that we can always.
Let's do this, if you don't mind, if you can get some numbers to Commissioner Vasquez. And
Yeah,
we'll
that'll
look
work.
Okay?
And I can show you which cattle guard, which company tore up, because some of them are just, there's no sides on
If you'll
them.
get with Commissioner Vasquez, I'm sure he'll take care of it.
That'll work.
That'll work?
And aside from just repairing the road, the cattle guards, it's gonna be more than that to repair the road and to apply for these grants from the companies somehow to.
And I sort of
Because they need to take care of.
I broke protocol right now by talking, so, but we'll take, if you'll get it with Commissioner
Okay.
Vasquez. All right,
Thank
thanks. Sorry
Thank you,
about that. Item 29, approved subdivision plats. Oh, that's easy. Approved, certificates of compliance. Approved monthly reports by elected officials.
Move.
Motion, Commissioner Nettleton.
Second.
Commissioner Flores, all those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote, approved bills for payment.
Move. Second.
Motion, Commissioner Flores, second, Commissioner Nettleton, all those in favor?
Aye.
5-0 vote. Commissioners' comments? None? County judges' comments? None? I'll get to use, my gavel that Commissioner Wardlaw gave me. Meeting is now adjourned.